I've actually got the wonderful Matt Perry from FEBC with me on the program. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon, the very generous Lizzie. Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Good to be with you too. Now, this is I love these updates that you send me. It's so fascinating the work that you do. I feel like if you meet somebody in a coffee shop and they said to you, Matt, what do you do? And you tell them, their eyes must sort of go, goodness me. Don't they get a little bit of a surprise at what you do?
Sometimes it's hard to know where to start, and we are so privileged, aren't we? All of us. And we're privileged to live in New Zealand, and we're privileged to have these great ministries that we can be part of. So,
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah. Hey, so today we are talking about what you guys, FEBC, are doing in Sudan, building a new FM station in Sudan. And in your email to me, in brackets, it actually said, not South Sudan. Tell us about the relevance of that.
Yes. The relevance is that Sudan until 2011 was one nation, and then following a civil war and all sorts of strife and conflict, it was effectively divided into two. And so the northern, more brackets, mostly 97% Muslim part is called Sudan. And then the southern part, which is mostly Christian, is called South Sudan. And
Right.
so that's the nature of it. So South Sudan is one of the youngest, or possibly the youngest, newest nation in the world, and yet it's an ancient society and an ancient place there in Africa. And so yes, they're quite distinct. And then here we are in 2025, after I think it's at least 2 years of tragic civil war in Sudan that has devastated life for millions and millions of people.
Yeah. And so, people have been living like that. There's not much infrastructure, but somehow you're finding it a great place to broadcast from.
Well, yes, the cities of Khartoum, the capital, and other cities, they have infrastructure, they have building and water and internet and electricity on and off. But where we're building the station is in the Nuba Mountains, which is a range across the southern part of Sudan. Our geography has to be good, doesn't it, in media?
Yeah.
And so across the southern part of northern Sudan is the Nuba mountain range. And so that's a great place to put a radio station because you can beam your signal, FM, a line of sight across, a huge, vast area and capture the ears, Lord willing, of millions of people. And so in that place, there's very little infrastructure, no water, very little electricity, relying on solar energy, almost no internet. And so we've got our team in Africa have got their work cut out for them. And so this is under construction. It's close, and I will keep you up to date. But before too long, this station will be on air.
It's so exciting. Hey, when you say team on the ground, how many people are we talking?
At the moment, there's about a dozen people that are involved, but they're recruiting some more, and they'll be involved at various degrees of time and energy and so on. Our group in South Africa oversee the work across the whole continent. And so this is just our newest station. We're in a number of other places that we've talked about before as well. So there will be a lot of people involved. And then as it goes to air and things, then less construction and more program production, broadcast and technical oversight.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the program production and the content, you're going to be broadcasting into a Muslim part of the world, right? That's the predominant faith
Yes,
there.
indeed.
So
Yes, indeed.
you're broadcasting Christian good news. How do
Yes.
you shape that for a Muslim
Yes.
audience?
Yeah, what a great question. I mean, carefully is the answer, and honestly, and so while it is a station that is Christian, it is a station for the population, which is Muslim, 97%, and also a population in conflict, a very, very divided population, a wounded population. There are possibly in the last few years, as many as 150,000 casualties. Now, that's not all deaths, of course, that's injuries, wounding, and death, and a great deal of displacement. So how do we package It's life programming, it's stories, it's dramas of the prophets. It's talking about the subjects that Muslim people are very familiar with, God, and this, of course, is all in Sudanese Arabic. And so you're talking about the topics that matter to people. There's humanitarian content, healthcare information, food service, where supplies and aid agencies are. There are very few left. It's been far too dangerous for many of them. And so UN and other agencies are there. So there's a whole lot of content that is obviously has to be attractive and interesting. And so it's not confronting Islam head on. It's coming into people's lives with an alternative that sounds familiar. And so stories of forgiveness and reconciliation, that, Africa and South Africa are very familiar with the term reconciliation. And so that is a topic that is of great interest. And even though it's delicate, and this war sadly seems a long way off finishing and reconciling, that is a humanizing, hopeful topic that, among many others, I hope will appeal to listeners and be part of the fabric of the society that comes out of this, because it will come to an end.
Yes. Yes, it will come to an end. And I know you guys have those incredible solar-powered wind-up radios. Is that what you're planning on using in the area?
Yes, indeed. Funny enough.
Oh, look.
Yes.
Well,
in
you,
fact,
can,
these
you
are the
can't
very
see,
ones.
but he's showing me one. And if you're watching later on YouTube or our website, you'll be able to see that Matt is holding one of their wind-up radio stations. Radio.
And one of
Radios.
the beauty of that, Lizzie, is of course that radio, wind up and solar powered radios with a little torch on them, among other things, other helpful aspects, is very accessible. It's
Yeah.
very cheap. We are distributing them, and we'll be distributing them to people for a long time there. Because that's what they need. No subscription, secure, can't be traced. Nobody can tell if you're listening or not, or nobody can check your listening history on a normal radio, and of course doesn't require batteries. And so making the listening easy is very, very important. So yes, we'll be doing that.
Very cool. Just in closing, what prayer needs have you got for this project?
Yeah, please pray for the team as they come together for more to join people with. So we're talking about Christian. There are Christians in the country, and there are Christians in the South that obviously have formed the foundations of our team there. Pray for them that things come together, their well-being, their safety, and the security of it go into air. Mostly, of course, pray that the Lord's hand stays on it, and that many are drawn. And that we're able to be, as you asked and said, able to be thoroughly and unashamedly Christian, but wise and powerful in the delivery of a message that is different, and not sort of hitting the society head on, but coming alongside, and people would tune in and listen into something that is wonderfully, wonderfully attractive. So yeah, the team, the future, the broadcast, and the infrastructure.
Cool. So if you're listening and you want to find out more about it, I was actually just having a look on the website. New station for Sudan. You can find it on the website of FEBC.nz. Matt Perry, thank you so much for your time today.
Great pleasure. Thank you.